A little soap aids in removing the excess unexposed resin. The base sheet is needed during this step to support the die so it's not damaged by scrubbing. The die is removed from the temporary base sheet, rinsed on both sides. The pointy end of a can opener is helpful to start the cut. Notice how the blade is worked from side to side during the cut. This is to establish locks so the mold halves will align perfectly when finished. The mold holder keeps tension on the mold, making it easier to cut. Notice this cut. It is being made on the back side. The reason is so there are no cut marks on the detail side. The rest is simply a matter of going slow and following the natural outline of the model. The rubber mold is supported by aluminum plates. It is grasped firmly and held against the nozzle of the wax injector to make a good seal for 2 to 3 seconds. The wax is allowed to solidify for about 10 seconds before the wax model can be carefully removed. Model and an extra piece of wax representing the button are weighed. These weigh 9/10 of a gram. Sterling silver has a specific gravity of 10.4, so 9 grams of casting grain are being. The model is attached to the sprue base with wax. This wax pen is handy to place small amounts of wax. The rubber sprue bases are put on the flasks. Masking tape is placed around the top of the flask to prevent investment from bubbling over during the vacuum stage. This batch of investment needs 320 milliliters of water. Temperature control is an issue. 70 degrees is recommended. Too hot and the investment sets up too quickly, too cold and it sets up too slowly. "28 ounces of investment are weighed. And added to the water. The ideal working time is 9 minutes. Mixing time for this step is about 4.5 minutes. The investment is now vacuumed for about 2 minutes. Notice how it rises and then collapses. A rule of thumb is to let the vacuum continue for about 30 seconds after the investment falls. The vacuum is turned off and the flasks are filled about 3/4 full. It's a good idea to pour the investment down the sides of the flask to avoid pouring directly on the model. The flasks are vacuumed for about 2 minutes. And allowed to sit for about 4 hours before de-waxing and burnout. After removing the masking tape and the rubber sprue formers, the flasks are steam de-waxed for about 45 minutes. The controller on this oven is being programmed for a 12-hour burnout, and after reaching 300 degrees, the flasks are transferred from the steam de-waxer to the oven. This is an electromelt. The sterling silver is added where it will be heated to 1800 degrees. The built-in pyrometer keeps track of the temperature. This is a spin caster. By turning the arm, a spring tension is applied. The crucible is held at the ready by this pin. This is an oxygen acetylene torch. Metal is molten, the pin is released, and centrifugal force spins the metal into the mold.